Ladies and gentlemen, if you're serious about success, you've got to master one thing: self-discipline. You don't need to master the economy. You don't need to master the weather. You don't need to master every detail of every industry. But you do have to master yourself. See, discipline is the bridge between thought and accomplishment, between goals and their achievement, between good intentions and real results. The problem is, most folks wait for motivation to show up before they take action. But the truth is, discipline isn't about feeling like it. It's about doing it anyway. Now, here's the hard truth. If you don't discipline yourself, someone else will. Whether it's your boss, your bank account, or your own regrets, it'll catch up with you. And when that happens, it won't be on your terms. Discipline starts small. Wake up when you said you would. Read the book you bought. Say no to the junk food. Keep the promises you made to yourself. The smallest acts of discipline build the foundation for the biggest changes in your life. Here's what I learned. Discipline doesn't restrict you, it frees you. It frees you from chaos. It frees you from regret. It frees you from living beneath your potential. You want success? Then start with self-discipline. Start with the decision that says I will no longer negotiate with excuses. I will no longer delay my greatness. I will do what must be done. So when the alarm rings, get up. When the voice of comfort whispers, stand firm. When the excuses shout, move forward anyway. Discipline is not punishment. It's training. It's the refining fire that shapes character. It's how you turn average days into extraordinary results. One disciplined decision at a time. Remember, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. And the way you get better is through one simple, powerful word: discipline. Discipline is the foundation of all success. You see, success doesn't just happen. It's built, day by day, through the consistent application of effort, focus, and action. People often get caught up in the idea that success is about having the right circumstances or the perfect timing, but those things are secondary. The real difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simply this: those who succeed are disciplined enough to stay the course, no matter the challenges. Think about it. Whether you're trying to get in shape, build a business, or improve your relationships, it's discipline that gets you there. It's waking up early when everyone else is still in bed. It's staying committed to your goals, even when the excitement fades and the road gets tough. It's saying no to distractions, even when they're tempting, because you know that your time and energy are too valuable to waste. Success at its core isn't about talent or luck. It's about showing up and doing the work consistently. It's about doing the right thing over and over, even when you don't feel like it. And that, my friend, is discipline in action. You might be asking, how do I develop discipline? Well, it starts with making a decision. You decide that you're not going to be like the majority who let life's challenges knock them off course. You decide that your goals are important enough to deserve your time and effort, even when it's hard. And from there, every small act of discipline builds upon the last. You might not see the results immediately, but they will come, slowly at first, then all at once as you build momentum. Remember, success is not an event. It's a process. And at the heart of that process lies the discipline to keep moving forward, one step at a time, no matter what. So, the next time you find yourself feeling discouraged or tempted to give up, ask yourself this: what would discipline do right now? And then do that, because success isn't an accident. It's the result of consistent, disciplined action. Success doesn't begin with motivation. It begins with a decision to discipline yourself, to take control of your actions and to follow through no matter how you feel. Motivation is fleeting. Some days you wake up feeling fired up, ready to take on the world, but most days aren't like that. The truth is, if you wait for motivation to start, you'll be waiting forever. It's discipline that carries you through the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. The decision to be disciplined isn't a one-time choice, it's a daily commitment. It's choosing to show up, even when the excitement has faded. It's pushing through the hard days, staying focused on the long-term vision, and doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. You see, motivation is a spark. It's the thing that gets you going. But discipline is the engine that keeps you moving forward long after that initial spark has burned out. Discipline is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. When you're disciplined, you set a standard for yourself and refuse to lower it, no matter how tough things get. Discipline keeps you consistent, even when the results are slow to show. It's the ability to keep going, day in and day out, when the world around you is filled with distractions and easy outs. You have to decide that your goals, your dreams, and your future are worth more than the temporary comfort of giving up or slacking off. It's a decision to stop relying on external motivation and start depending on your inner commitment. When you make that decision, everything changes. Your actions begin to align with your intentions, and slowly the discipline you've committed to becomes the habit that shapes your success. If you want to win in life, you've got to realize that motivation is just the starting point. It's a feeling, and feelings come and go. But the decision to stay disciplined is what keeps you on the path to success, no matter what life throws your way. Discipline is what ensures that even on the tough days, you don't quit, you don't back down, and you keep moving toward your goals. Success doesn't require motivation. It requires the daily practice of discipline. And that practice is what separates those who make excuses from those who make things happen. Discipline is the foundation of all success. It's the quiet, often uncelebrated force that separates those who achieve their goals from those who simply wish for them. Success isn't something that just happens by chance or luck. It's not about waiting for the stars to align or hoping for the perfect opportunity. Success is built through daily, consistent effort. And at the heart of that effort is one thing: discipline. You see, discipline isn't about doing what's easy or comfortable. It's about making the choice to do what needs to be done, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up early when the bed feels too warm, pushing through the difficult tasks when the distractions seem more enticing, and sticking to your commitments when every part of you wants to quit. Discipline doesn't wait for the right circumstances, it creates them. It's not about how you feel in the moment, it's about the long-term vision and the actions required to bring it to life. The real truth is, without discipline, your dreams will remain exactly that, dreams. You'll have ideas, ambitions, and plans, but they'll remain stuck in your mind, never translating into tangible results. It's discipline that takes an idea from conception to reality. It's what fuels the process when the excitement fades and the journey gets tough. And that's where most people fall short. They begin with passion, they start with enthusiasm, but as time goes on and the work gets harder, they falter. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Those who succeed stay disciplined, even when it's hard. Success is not a moment in time, it's a habit. It's the discipline to do the small things right, day after day, year after year. The discipline to save when you could spend. The discipline to study when you could relax. The discipline to work on yourself when everyone else is distracted. Every act of discipline you take compounds. It builds momentum. It becomes part of your character, shaping you into someone who knows how to follow through and stick to their commitments no matter what. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved great things in their lives. What do they have in common? Talent? Maybe. But more importantly, they have discipline. The discipline to push through the failures, the rejections, and the hard times. The discipline to work on themselves every day, to improve a little bit each time, and to never stop moving forward. Discipline doesn't just shape your results, it shapes your identity. It teaches you the value of persistence, the power of consistency, and the importance of responsibility. It transforms you into someone who doesn't wait for permission, who doesn't wait for motivation, but instead takes action with conviction. The truth is, success isn't about the circumstances you find yourself in, it's about how you respond to those circumstances. It's about the commitment you make to yourself to stay disciplined, to keep moving forward no matter how difficult the path may be. And when you commit to that level of discipline, there's nothing that can stop you. The rewards, the success, the life you want, it's all built on the foundation of discipline. Without it, you're just hoping, but with it, you're guaranteed to win. Self-discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. And let me tell you, that's when the magic happens. It's easy to show up when you're feeling motivated, when everything is aligned and the stars seem to be on your side. But real progress, the kind that separates the dreamers from the achievers, happens when you push through the moments when motivation is nowhere to be found. You see, self-discipline isn't about waiting for the perfect mood or for inspiration to strike. It's about showing up, doing the work, and staying consistent, regardless of how you feel. There will be days when you wake up tired, when you'd rather hit snooze, when the idea facing your to-do list seems overwhelming. But those are the days that matter the most. The ability to follow through on your commitments, no matter how you feel in the moment, is what sets you apart. It's the habit of doing what must be done even when the circumstances aren't ideal. You don't wait for the conditions to be perfect. You create the conditions by taking action regardless of your mood. Think about it. How many times have you set a goal for yourself only to find yourself backing off when the going gets tough or when the excitement fades? That's because, without discipline, it's too easy to give up or put things off. We live in a world that celebrates instant gratification and rewards comfort. But comfort doesn't lead to success. Success comes from pushing through discomfort, from doing the things you don't always want to do because you know they're necessary for your growth and for the life you want to build. When you do what needs to be done, even when it's hard, you're building a muscle. That muscle of discipline strengthens over time, and the more you flex it, the easier it becomes to tackle bigger challenges. Soon enough, you'll find yourself doing things you once thought were impossible, simply because you have trained yourself to act in the face of resistance. Let's face it, life will never be all smooth sailing. The setbacks, the distractions, the doubts, they're part of the deal. But what matters is how you respond to them. Will you let them pull you off course, or will you keep going no matter how tough things get? The people who achieve great things are the ones who choose to keep moving forward even when the winds are against them. They don't wait for the right moment, they create it through their actions. So the next time you don't feel like doing the work, remember this. The ability to do what needs to be done when it needs to be done is the single greatest indicator of your future success. You don't need to feel inspired or motivated. You need to be disciplined. Because when you master this, you'll find that success doesn't require waiting for the right time. It just requires you to take action, no matter what. Excuses are the silent killers of success. They creep into your mind when you're tired, when things aren't going your way, or when the path to your goals feels too difficult. They tell you that you deserve a break, that it's okay to put things off, or that the timing isn't right. But let me tell you something. Excuses will never get you closer to where you want to be. They are the lies we tell ourselves to justify inaction and delay. Every time you make an excuse, you're essentially giving up on your future. You're surrendering to the idea that your goals and dreams aren't worth the sacrifice. Excuses are easy. They're the natural response when we're faced with discomfort, uncertainty, or hard work. But the truth is, there will always be a reason to quit, to hold back, or to settle for less. The world is full of distractions and temptations that try to keep you from doing what you know needs to be done. But here's the thing. Action is the antidote to excuses. Discipline is what silences the voice of laziness and procrastination. When you decide to act, even when it's hard, you break free from the grip of excuses. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you take one step closer to your goals. It's not about waiting for motivation to show up. It's about showing up, regardless of how you feel. When you take action, you turn your dreams into reality, one decision at a time. Discipline doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't negotiate with the obstacles in your way or entertain the excuses that pop up. Discipline simply moves forward, no matter how tough things get. It understands that the road to success is never easy, but it's always worth it. And when you embrace that discipline, when you decide that you won't allow excuses to control your life, you take back the power to create the future you want. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need the perfect timing. You just need to act. The moment you make that choice, excuses lose their power. They have no place in the life of someone who is determined to succeed. So the next time you feel the pull of an excuse, remember, action speaks louder than words. Discipline is what moves you forward. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory over the excuses that would hold you back. And each victory builds momentum, making it easier to keep going and harder to stop. The truth is, success isn't about never feeling like quitting. It's about refusing to give in to those moments. Excuses are the enemy, but discipline is the weapon you have to defeat them. When you choose discipline, you choose a life that's in your control. You choose a life of progress, of growth, and ultimately of success. The key to mastering discipline isn't about making huge dramatic changes all at once. It's about starting small, building a foundation that will support bigger goals as time goes on. You see, success is built on the small habits you develop day in and day out. It's the little things done consistently that make all the difference. If you want to transform your life, begin with simple actions that lay the groundwork for greater achievements. Take something as basic as waking up on time. It might seem insignificant, but the habit of rising when you said you would has a profound impact. It sets the tone for the entire day. It's a commitment to yourself that you can rely on your word. When you wake up when the alarm rings, you're already ahead of the game. You're showing yourself that you can follow through, and that small act of discipline begins a ripple effect throughout your day. You're telling yourself that no matter what's ahead, you're in control of your time, and you're going to take full advantage of it. Keeping your word is another simple yet powerful practice. How many times have we promised ourselves that we'll do something, only to backtrack or make excuses later? When you start keeping the promises you make, even the small ones, you begin to build trust with yourself. Your word becomes solid. People around you start to take you seriously, but most importantly, you start taking yourself seriously. And when you honor your commitments to yourself, you start to gain momentum. You begin to feel empowered, because you know you can count on yourself to follow through no matter what. Then, there's the art of finishing what you start. It's easy to get excited in the beginning, to jump into something with enthusiasm. But what separates those who achieve from those who don't is the ability to finish. You might not feel motivated halfway through, but finishing something builds your character. It teaches you that commitment is more important than comfort. It's about following through on your intentions, whether it's a project, a task, or even a conversation. Finishing what you start tells your mind that you're someone who sees things through to the end. It builds discipline, and more importantly, it builds confidence. The more you finish, the more you realize that you're capable of handling bigger challenges, and that confidence fuels your ability to take on even more. Start small, but start with intention. Wake up on time, keep your word, finish what you start. These seemingly simple actions create a powerful shift in your mindset. They give you the tools you need to take on bigger goals, and over time they develop the strength to take on any challenge that comes your way. Discipline doesn't require perfection, it requires consistency. And the key to consistency is doing the small things day after day until they become part of who you are. When you master the small things, the big things take care of themselves. Discipline doesn't limit you, it frees you. It's not about restricting your life or putting yourself into a box. It's about giving you the structure and consistency to create the life you want. Many people view discipline as a constraint, something that forces them to give up the things they enjoy or live a life filled with sacrifice. But the reality is, discipline is the key to freedom. It's the force that propels you forward when everything else would pull you back. You see, without discipline, we drift. We get swept up in the chaos of life, following every whim and impulse that comes our way. We allow distractions to take hold, and before we know it, months or even years have passed, and we've made little progress toward our goals. We can't blame the world around us for this. It's the lack of self-discipline that holds us back. But with discipline, we stop drifting. We take control. We decide what our priorities are, and we take action each and every day. This kind of control doesn't limit us. It gives us the freedom to direct our own path and live life on our terms. Think about the people you admire, the ones who seem to have it all together, the ones who always seem to be making progress, achieving their goals, and living the life they want. It's not that they're lucky or blessed with some special gift. What they've mastered is the art of discipline. They've learned to say no to the things that would pull them away from their goals and say yes to the things that move them forward. And by doing that, they've created a life of abundance, freedom, and purpose. Discipline liberates you from failure. It doesn't allow you to give up when things get tough or when the results don't come fast enough. It keeps you moving forward, even when the path seems unclear. It teaches you how to take setbacks in stride and use them as fuel for your next step. When you discipline yourself to keep going, to learn from your mistakes and failures, you're never truly defeated. The road to success is never a straight line, but discipline ensures that you keep your eyes on the end goal, no matter how many twists and turns you encounter along the way. And perhaps most importantly, discipline frees you from regret. We all have moments in life when we look back and wish we had made different choices, when we think about the opportunities we let slip away. Regret is a heavy burden, one that can weigh us down and keep us stuck in the past. But discipline is the antidote. When you develop the habit of showing up and doing what needs to be done, you don't have to look back with regret. You know you gave your best effort. You know you worked hard, stayed committed, and made progress, no matter how small it may have seemed at the time. And that knowledge gives you peace of mind. It gives you the satisfaction of knowing that you're living in alignment with your values and your vision for the future. So don't view discipline as something that limits you. View it as the tool that empowers you to take control of your life. It's the key that unlocks the doors to success, freedom, and fulfillment. It's the practice that ensures you don't get caught in the trap of procrastination or hesitation. Instead of looking at discipline as a restriction, see it for what it truly is, the freedom to create a life that you're proud of. Success doesn't begin with motivation. It begins with the decision to be disciplined. Motivation is a powerful force, but it's a fleeting one. Some days you wake up feeling unstoppable, energized, and ready to conquer the world. On those days, motivation feels like the wind at your back, propelling you forward. But let's be real, those days are few and far between. Motivation comes and goes, just like any other emotion. And if you wait around for motivation to carry you to success, you'll be waiting a long time. The real difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't is simple. It's discipline. Discipline is the unwavering commitment to show up, to put in the work, even when you don't feel like it. It's about sticking to your plan when things get hard, when the excitement fades, and when life throws you curveballs. While motivation is driven by how we feel in the moment, discipline is driven by the decisions we make, the promises we keep to ourselves, and the work we're willing to put in regardless of how we feel. It's not about waiting for the stars to align or for the perfect circumstances to show up. It's about doing what needs to be done, day in and day out. When you make the decision to be disciplined, you're making a commitment to yourself that you will not be swayed by temporary emotions, distractions, or challenges. You're deciding that your goals are worth the sacrifice, the struggle, and the grind. Discipline is the consistency that turns intentions into actions and actions into results. You see, success isn't just about dreaming big. It's about doing the small things consistently. It's about getting up when you said you would, following through when no one is watching, and staying the course even when the path isn't clear. It's about saying no to distractions, no to excuses, and yes to the work that will take you where you want to go. The decision to be disciplined is a powerful one because it eliminates the need for motivation. When you're disciplined, you don't rely on motivation to get things done. You rely on your decision, your commitment to your goals, and the habit of showing up regardless of your feelings. It's the daily choices that build momentum, and over time, those small, consistent actions add up to extraordinary results. The best part about discipline is that it compounds. The more disciplined you become, the more success you create, and the more you start to see that your consistent efforts are paying off. The key is simple. Make the decision to be disciplined, not because you feel like it, but because your goals are worth it. When you make that decision, you stop relying on external factors and start taking control of your future. And that's when success starts to become inevitable. So stop waiting for motivation, make the decision to be disciplined, and everything else will follow. The road to success is built on the foundation of discipline, on the commitment to do what must be done, whether you feel like it or not. And when you make that decision, you step into a future where success isn't a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. If you don't take control of your own life, life will take control of you. And let me tell you, it's not going to be gentle. Life doesn't have the luxury of kindness, patience, or understanding when it comes to the way you live. It doesn't care about your feelings or your excuses. Life will keep throwing challenges at you, obstacles that will test your resolve, until you finally wake up and realize that you've been drifting along without purpose, without direction. When you allow life to dictate your actions, when you fail to take responsibility for your decisions, you're at the mercy of circumstances. You wake up each day reacting to what comes at you instead of proactively creating the life you want. You let distractions pull you off course, and you let the demands of others take precedence over your own goals. Before you know it, you're in a rut, caught up in a cycle of mediocrity, and wondering why nothing ever seems to change. It's because you're letting life control the narrative. You're letting your habits, your lack of self-discipline, and your avoidance of responsibility decide the course of your life for you. But when you decide to take ownership of your life, when you commit to mastering yourself, everything changes. Mastery over yourself doesn't mean being perfect. It means taking responsibility for your actions, your choices, and your outcomes. It means saying no to distractions, making sacrifices, and doing what needs to be done, even when it's difficult. It means having the discipline to follow through on your promises, both to yourself and to others. When you master yourself, you take back the power to shape your own destiny. You stop being a passive passenger and start being the driver of your own life. Life will test you. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments when it feels like the world is against you. But if you've taken the time to develop self-discipline, to build the inner strength needed to push through adversity, you'll handle those challenges with resilience and confidence. You'll be able to take whatever life throws at you and use it as fuel for your growth, instead of letting it derail you. Mastering yourself means getting up every day with purpose. It's about setting goals and sticking to them, even when the excitement fades or when the road gets tough. It's about making hard decisions, prioritizing what matters, and saying no to the things that don't serve your higher purpose. And yes, it's about dealing with the discomfort that comes with growth. The early mornings, the long hours, the sacrifices. But it's in those moments that you build character. And it's that character that will carry you through the tough times and bring you to the other side stronger and wiser. If you don't take control, life will fill in the gaps with chaos, confusion, and disappointment. It will steer you in directions you never intended to go. But when you take control of yourself, your habits, your decisions, and your actions, you'll be the one charting your course. You'll be the one calling the shots. And that is where true freedom lies. It lies in the mastery of yourself, in the discipline to rise above the noise, and in the ability to move through life with intention, purpose, and direction. So take control now before life takes it from you.